well, you may want to sleep in Cleveland and Pittsburgh and on back through parts of the Appalachians because your chance of rain just got the go-ahead. All right, let's see what's happening in the Northeast with Cheryl.
Actually, it's been a fairly nice day for a lot of you across the Northeast. Still very quiet for Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, across Massachusetts too, and still enjoying a dry scenario around New York City. Although there have been some showers, though, flaring up across parts of the Ohio Valley and lower lakes. Some of that moisture, too, now working its way across the mid-Atlantic, where we've had some rain for Wrightstown and Millville, New Jersey, and some lighter rain, too, for Wilmington, Delaware. Now, on a brighter note, though, we really need the rain across the Northeast because it's been extremely dry. Take a look at the drought situation that we have going on. The rainfall deficit very extreme for places like Boston and New York City. We're seeing that the deficit is now approaching over 18 inches since 2001 for New York City, and some really bad conditions too for Philadelphia. So again, we really need the rain across the Northeast. Now at this point, we are seeing some showers lifting up to the Ohio Valley. There's been some rain too for Traverse City and Pellston, and again, some of that moisture working its way across the mid-Atlantic shoreline. As the day continues to wear on, though, we think the aerial coverage for these showers will start to increase, and some of the rains back through Ohio could quite possibly produce close to a ½ an inch of rainfall. Temperature-wise, still pretty mild across the Northeast, not too shabby. 55 this hour for Albany, 51 for Boston, and 62 for Pittsburgh. Now, as we continue through the forecast today, most of you enjoying some dry conditions, but the trend for the upcoming weekend will be for increasing clouds, the clouds thickening and lowering, and certainly by tomorrow, pretty wet and stormy for most of the Northeast. Now, let's check out the West with Jeanetta.
In the West, we're finding fairly decent weather, not a whole lot going on. High pressure in control. Even that onshore flow across the Pacific Northwest has let up somewhat. But we are expecting more rain in the forecast as we get into the weekend and certainly next week. How about temperatures? Well, it's not too bad. 53 in Denver. Going to be another warm day in Phoenix, already 74. In Los Angeles, if you're going out for lunch today, looks as if you're going to see plenty of sunshine. Make sure you take those sunglasses. And nice weather is going to prevail all afternoon long. But the rain moves back into the Pacific Northwest just in time for the rush hour commute tonight.
And stay tuned. We'll have your weekly planner and much more coming up in just a few moments.
Ahead, Captain, and dryness.
Prepare the Clear Eyes. It removes redness and has an ingredient to moisturize. Wow. The difference is clear. Clear Eyes.
For those of you who prefer the horn section, listen. Tennessee. Sounds good to me. Call 1-800-GO-TO-TENN. Authentic mountain music. Now playing. Tennessee. Sounds good to me. Visit online at tnvacation.com.
Order your free Tennessee vacation guide today by calling 1-800-GO-TO-TENN.
What's the matter, Bob?
All this paperwork for my mortgage broker is driving me crazy.
Perhaps you should log on to ditech.com.
Hey, I need a home loan, not a website.
Ditech.com is one of the largest direct lenders in the mortgage industry.
What about the rates?
Here's today's low fixed rate.
Oh. Can I use the mouse?
Be my guest. Ditech.com, your 24/7 mortgage solution. Call 1-800-71-FIXED.
Gee, these roses don't look too rosy.
Sometimes Mother Nature needs a little help. Like when Raymond's constipated. I give him Phillips. It works like nature intended, gentle and stimulant-free, unlike other overnight laxatives that contain stimulants which can cause discomfort and cramps. Phillips helps his body work more naturally to relieve constipation so comfortably, he's his usual rosy self.
Not like these flowers.
Sometimes Mother Nature needs a little help. Phillips, the comfortable way.
Now, from the Weather Channel, here's your local on the 8s. Currently in your area, 70 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. forecast for your area. Your extended forecast.
You're just in time to see what the weekend is going to be like, and tell you what, we'll take you right on into next week, just in case you have the week off, or maybe you have to head back to work or back to school after a nice long spring break. Well, the deal is we think we're going to see a very wet pattern, and it will begin in the west, and eventually the rain is going to scoot into the eastern half of the country and hang out for a while. In fact, some locations that have already become quite waterlogged, looking at another shot at some fairly hefty amounts of rain. So with that in mind, let's see what's going to happen to you as we head into, let's say this afternoon. First of all, rush hour commute. Strong to intense thunderstorms possible, especially in Oklahoma and Arkansas, the tail end of this front. We could, however, see some strong thunderstorms as you move into Indiana, as well as Ohio and as far north as Detroit. Look out for the rain. Boy, it's a soaker today in Atlanta, and it looks as if that's going to persist as we go into this evening's rush hour. Not exactly what you want to hear in Atlanta, Georgia, or on the perimeter. We also anticipate some problems moving westward on I-20 into Birmingham, Alabama, and spring breakers in Florida along the Gulf Coast. It's not looking too great this go around. We head into Saturday, and boy, the rain and the wind going to get to you across the northwest with more showers anticipated. And yes, we're going to see more in the way of snow for the higher elevations, and colder air is going to move in aloft, and so those snow levels, which has been running about 7,000 feet, are going to be coming down to about 2,000 feet in parts of Montana and Idaho. So kind of interesting. Sunshine, yep, you got it, across the southwest, so looking pretty good here. Although I will say this, in Southern California, the fire season started 5 weeks early this week because of the very, very dry winter that we received, and now things are tinder dry, and it's becoming quite a problem. Along the eastern half of the country, the drought-stricken region of the Northeast getting some much-needed rain. I know it's not exactly the best timing. Here we go into the weekend, and here we are going to need that umbrella as we're out and about running errands. Taking it to the grocery store, expect some rain in Pittsburgh as well as West Virginia. Also quite showery on down I-95 as you're moving to, let's say, Florida. Showers and thunder showers on tap Saturday and Sunday in Dallas. Also take note, the possibility of rain continues from Asheville, North Carolina into Raleigh, and probably even Washington, D.C. and New York City right on into your Sunday. Northwest stays very unsettled, more rain, more snow. What can I say? It's going to continue even into Monday. How about the Northeast? Well, still looking at a shot at some rain. We do need the rain, so we'll take it, right? Chance for scattered thunderstorms across the deep south right on into Monday as you're back to work. Your chance for rain is actually going to linger right on into Tuesday across the southeast, while the northeast turns into more of a mostly cloudy type scenario. Rain scooting into Minneapolis as well as Green Bay, and isolated thunderstorms for Oklahoma City as well as Dallas. Wednesday's forecast looks very, very wet across the eastern half of the country, and actually it gets worse as we head into your Thursday. This is what we're thinking is going to provide us with some heavy amounts of rain in already saturated areas. So just want to give you a heads up, by next week it could turn out to be pretty wet. As far as temperatures go, big story here is with the warmth that's going to be spreading into the weekend. Of course, the southwest has been warm. It's going to stay that way. In the southeast, we're finding that those 80s are going to be creeping back into the picture. Even though we're going to have cloud cover and quite a bit of rain, we still have that potential for some really warm temperatures. And next week, boy, is it going to warm up even into the northeast. So a lot of folks trying to get out and about in the New England area to see some of those flowers that are starting to bloom. Temperatures are going to be much warmer. It does cool down with that trough deepening in the west, however, so the warmth you've been experiencing kind of eroding, and then we'll bring some warmth back in as you rebound just a tad in the northwest and eventually into Wyoming as we head into your Thursday. today. Well, that's a look at your forecast. Now here's Cheryl with a look at current conditions.
And we start off by first of all looking at the forecast, or at least the current conditions for New York City today. Looking at very cloudy conditions, but no rain as of yet. Currently it's 55 for Central Park with 53 for Newark. What about Boston? Today you're enjoying a mix of clouds and sunshine, and temperatures very comfortable. Right now it's 52 for downtown Boston, but some of the outlying suburbs are seeing temperatures already in the upper 50s to lower 60s. For Philadelphia, though, we've had some sprinkles and some light rain showers working on in. Temperatures right now holding in the lower 50s. For Atlanta, it's been a very wet Friday, that's for sure. Keep the rain gear handy because you'll be seeing some lingering showers lasting through tonight and perhaps some brief heavy downpours with some of these showers. Chicago, though, not looking too bad for your Friday. Basically cloudy conditions, though, but no rain. And temperatures right now upper 50s to lower 60s. For the Dallas-Fort Worth metro area, you're still enjoying plenty of sunshine. The temperature right now 77 for Fort Worth, 75 for Duncanville. And heading over towards the Mile High City, looking like a beautiful Friday as we wrap up the work week.
Introducing Minute Maid Blends.
Good morning, Grandma.
Good morning, Timmy.
Minute Maid Blends with new orange strawberry banana and orange cranberry.
Now dig in. Your mom said to get a good healthy breakfast.
Flavors even kids can't resist.
You got something to kill lawn weeds? Dandelions, clover? Preen for lawns? Great. I use Preen in my garden. How about crabgrass preventer? Really? You know, I also need a good long-lasting fertilizer. Preen for lawns does all of it? One application? So I don't have to buy a whole bunch of different... Wow, you sure sold me.
New Preen for lawns. And don't forget Preen for your garden.
Oh, you should have listened to that guy.
Preen for lawns and Preen for gardens. Use Preen to prevent weeds today.
Ouch! Stop shaving your legs. Switch to the Hair Off Mitten. It buffs away hair fast and easy. No nicks, no cuts. Leaves your legs silky smooth. A Hair Off Mitten sure beats shaving.
It's not about answering the questions, but about questioning the answers. The all-new Aereo SX from Suzuki. It has more standard horsepower than Honda Civic, Ford Focus, or Toyota Matrix, plus all the room you're looking for.
It's my car.
You knew this was coming. You just didn't know from where. Introducing the new Suzuki Aereo SX.
Drive on.
Lease a Suzuki Aereo SX today for $219 per month with only $19.19 to start.
Visit your Suzuki dealer today or call 1-877-MY-SUZUKI.
It shut down New York City and paralyzed D.C. Do you remember the blizzard of '96?
Declare this to be a federal emergency.
See why some people will never forget it on Atmospheres, Sunday night at 8 Eastern and Pacific, only on the Weather Channel.
When I heard she had a 10-year-old, I knew what the problem was. That little energy burner is costing her big. An older appliance burns up a lot of energy. She came to the right place. Sears sells the most Energy Star qualified appliances, like the #1 brand Kenmore, that meet the government's high-efficiency Energy Star levels. Washers, refrigerators, air conditioners, and Sears was named Energy Star Partner of the Year by the EPA and Department of Energy 3 years in a row. Take this Kenmore Elite. It uses 66% less energy than a conventional washer. That'll save you. Call today or visit Kenmore.com for this free Kenmore Energy Guide. If every 10-year-old fridge were replaced with a Kenmore Energy Star model, the energy saved would light every home in Chicago for almost 3 years. Save energy and money. It's that simple, for your appliances anyway. Only Sears offers you over 250 Energy Star appliances in one convenient place. Sears, where else?
Now, from the Weather Channel, here's your local on the 8s. Currently, the temperature is 70 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Forecast. your extended forecast.
Good afternoon. Let's check out current weather conditions from coast to coast. Temperatures are fairly warm across the southwest. It's already 79 degrees for Phoenix, 79 as well for Las Vegas. Fairly mild and warm too across the southeast with some widespread 60s and 70s across the region. 74 for Memphis, 62 for Atlanta with some rain coming down, and 78 with fair skies this hour for those of you in Dallas and Fort Worth. What we have going on today is a very wet scenario, though, for a large part of the east. We're tracking an upper-level low that continues to spin its wheels across the northeastern Gulf, pumping in moisture across the southeast. At the same time, though, there's a cold front dangling across the Great Lakes, trailing back towards Texas. As that cold front slowly makes some progress towards the east, it's going to be sparking off more showers and more thunderstorms, and unfortunately, some of these could be very strong. Actually, we have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for parts of Oklahoma and Texas, as some of these thunderstorms could be pretty nasty for today. So again, we're watching out for the possibility of heavier showers and storms, not only for the southern plain states, but likewise into parts of the Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes. And with the southeast too, seeing that moist tropical air in place, here too the atmosphere will be primed for some heavier showers a little bit later on for today. In the northeast, though, it's been basically dry from New York City and Boston and most of New England as well. Although some of that moisture is feeding in from off the Atlantic, and we've had some rain popping up for Atlantic City, Millville, Philadelphia too, reporting some rain, and a greater concentration of scattered showers too right across this cold front as it continues to nose closer towards the Ohio Valley. But it's been pretty wet so far this Friday for Philadelphia. Again, some lingering rains too back over towards the Chesapeake Bay. So definitely keep the rain gear handy across the mid-Atlantic. You'll probably be dodging a few more showers through the afternoon. Speaking of showers, it's been very wet too across the southeast. It's been quite miserable for spring breakers in Florida, as we've had some showers and thunderstorms milling around the Florida Panhandle, and still some pretty good heavier downpours around Orlando, Titusville, Cocoa Beach, and Daytona Beach. So not a very good time for spring breakers whatsoever. More rains too for Birmingham. The rain persists too for Atlanta. We've had some sloppy weather too for the Masters in Augusta, Georgia. And guess what? What you see is what you'll be getting. More lingering showers and thunderstorms likely for the upcoming weekend. But by far the worst weather conditions so far for today have been across parts of Oklahoma. Severe thunderstorms right now south and west of Oklahoma City. We have still some warnings out for places like Stevens and Comanche County. And the biggest threat that we have with these thunderstorms is the possibility for large hail and very heavy downpours as they sweep off to the east. Again, showers lifting up through northern Illinois. Some spotty showers too back through Indianapolis. More rains too for Traverse City and Pellston, Michigan. But the west looking fairly quiet so far. But I'll tell you what, there's a new storm system looming on the horizon, which will eventually impact the Pacific Northwest later this weekend. And with more details about your forecast, here's Jeanetta.
Well, your forecast is going to be very, very stormy. In fact, severe weather possible in Oklahoma now, where we have that severe thunderstorm watch in effect. We have some warnings. You're getting those scrolled across the bottom of your screen. Be prepared for large damaging hail. We've already had reports today of hail up to baseball size and golf ball size in the overnight hours and early morning hours. So this is going to be some pretty nasty stuff. We're also expecting rain into Detroit, Indianapolis, and Cleveland. Not a great ride home at all in Atlanta, Georgia. It was pretty messy this morning. It's going to stay that way all afternoon long. And that's going to be the case in Montgomery, as well as Birmingham and down towards the Gulf Coast of Florida. A lot of spring breakers. I don't think today's going to be the best of beach days. Tomorrow either, unfortunately, as more rain is in the forecast. We're finding that, yeah, the rain will probably shift into the northeast by tomorrow morning, just in time for the weekend, and more rain for the northwest. If you're a big gardener, we have some tips we put together for you.
Spring has always been the season of awakening. Many of us snap out of our winter sleep as soon as we see the early flowering trees. They can be a reminder to us of things that we want to get planted in the garden. If you've had planting a tree on your mind, you might think about selecting one that has visual interest in more than one season, like this one, the purple leaf plum. In spring, it covers itself with tiny, almost white flowers. The effect of some of these trees grouped together can be quite showy. As soon as the petals fall from the blossoms, they put on their robe of reddish-purple leaves that will persist through the summer and into the fall. Here you can already see the reddish-bronze leaves pushing out from the stems. Now these trees are considered ornamentals, meaning that they'll only reach heights of 25 to 30 feet. smaller than your standard shade tree. You'll find purple leaf plum fast growing and very hardy to cold temperatures. There are several cultivars to choose from, and some of these will even bear fruit. If you're thinking of planting one near a walk or a patio, I recommend you look for a variety at a local nursery that does not produce fruit, like Newport or Mount St. Helens. Dropping fruit in late summer can be a mess, and it will attract yellow jackets and bees. Purple leaf plum can add a nice dimension to your landscape because of their beautiful flowers in spring and attractive foliage during the summer and fall. For more gardening tips, log on to pallensmith.com, and for weather information, weather.com. From the garden, I'm Alan Smith for the Weather Channel.
This program was brought to you by Schultz Garden Safe. Effective earth-friendly products you can feel comfortable using both indoors and out.
Hi, I'm Steve Schultz with a thought for your garden and your family. Everyone wants to grow beautiful flowers, hardy, healthy vegetables, and plants that are nothing short of incredible. But we also need to think about the bigger picture. That's why there's new Schultz Garden Safe. Effective, earth-friendly products you can feel comfortable using. Garden Safe products help your plants without harming the environment. Schultz Garden Safe, it's the right thing to do.
Get a free gardening CD with specially marked Schultz products. Details in stores.
Hi, I'm John Scherer, CEO and founder of Video Professor. Well, I'm the one that makes computer learning quick and easy with these CD-ROM lessons from Video Professor. You know, I've always said that if I could just get a room full of people to sit down and try my product, they'd be so impressed. They'd never bother with expensive classes again or these big, thick, confusing manuals. So, we went to a mall. We took a bunch of computers, a bunch of our learning CDs, and we asked people to try our product and tell us what they thought. Listen to what these people had to say about my computer learning lessons after sitting down with them just for a few minutes.
Much better than a manual and much better than classes.
It basically shows me step by step what I'm doing.
It's just wonderful.
I'm amazed. I'm very impressed.
I think this is really an ideal product to learn from.
I have tried the manual. There is no comparison with this.
You know, it was so satisfying to see the look of relief on these people's faces after sitting down with our product just for a few minutes and hearing what they had to say, that they realized there is a simple way to learn. Just follow along with our CD as we show you step by step. You can't make a mistake. You see the results. I'm so confident that my product will work for you that I'm going to send you any one of our $60 lessons absolutely free. You just pay a small shipping and handling. And the reason I can do this is because I know that once you try my product, you'll come back to us for all your computer learning needs. You know, if this product doesn't teach you to run the computer, well, I'll even refund your shipping and handling. If you're serious about learning to run the computer once and for all, try my product.
Call Video Professor now for your free lesson. Choose from Windows, Word, Quicken, the Internet, and many more. Call in the next 10 minutes and this free gift will be yours. The Anytime Organizer is the calendar, diary, address book, and journal on your PC, so you'll never miss an appointment again. Remember, you must call now to get your free CD and the extra free gift. So don't delay, call now.
Call 1-800-257-9612.
It shut down New York City and paralyzed D.C. Do you remember the blizzard of '96?
Declare this to be a federal emergency.
See why some people will never forget it on Atmospheres, Sunday night at 8 Eastern and Pacific, only on the Weather Channel.
Now, from the Weather Channel, here's your local on the 8s.
Currently in your area, 70 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. forecast for your area. Your extended forecast.
You're watching the Weather Channel. Live by it.
Some much-needed rain is falling across portions of the south. Areas of Alabama and Georgia will see a wet afternoon, and more showers are in the forecast for the weekend.
You are looking at a tornado that hit southern Kansas yesterday. But the severe weather today will be in Texas and Oklahoma. Baseball-sized hail has already reported in parts of northern Texas. Stay tuned for the nation's forecast and much more coming up next in this edition of Weather Center.
Wow, that is some amazing
impressive
footage.
video.
Ooh. Hello and welcome to this edition of Weather Center. I'm Jeanetta Jones.
And I'm Cheryl Lemke. Thanks so much for joining us. Let's start off on this Friday afternoon by checking out a very murky, very soggy scenario across the southeast. We'll take a look at some scenes from New Orleans earlier today. Streets were wet as crews began setting up for this weekend's French Quarter Festival. Skies should be turning partly cloudy later today for New Orleans, but more rain is in the forecast later this weekend, especially on Sunday. Looking at the latest weather map for the southeast, and we're still looking at some very wet conditions for a lot of you, and it's kind of a complex weather pattern. For one thing, we have a cold front sagging down across the plain states. At the same time, too, we have a moist fetch feeding in from off the Atlantic. And what you don't see is what's happening in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Right now, vigorous upper level low swirling across the Gulf here. That too is pulling in the moisture, and with all that moisture converging across the southeast, it's been setting the stage for some showers and storms and a very wet pattern across the Florida Peninsula, unfortunately just in time for spring breakers. It's still raining fairly hard around Orlando and Daytona Beach. We've had some showers and thunderstorms too milling across the Florida Panhandle. We've also had some wet weather too earlier this morning for Augusta for the Masters. Right now a brief lull in the weather, mostly cloudy currently, but do expect more rains moving in later tonight around Augusta, Georgia. Our latest radar picture does indicate that we have more showers and thunderstorms building out there, and be especially on guard though across parts of Oklahoma and Texas where we could see some severe weather. Already a severe thunderstorm watch has been posted, and we've had some especially intense thunderstorms just south of the Oklahoma City area. Right now, warnings are out for Stevens and Jefferson County. We do expect that these thunderstorms will likely be producing some large hail and very gusty winds too, as they continue to churn their way off to the south and east at about 30 miles per hour. Temperature-wise, though, very mild across the southeast with widespread 60s and 70s. Through this afternoon, temperatures comfortable, but keep the rain gear handy as a lot of you will likely be seeing some showers and thunderstorms for this afternoon. Even more moisture building across the southeast later this weekend. Now let's check out the Midwest with Jeanetta.
Well, skies are cloudy this morning in St. Louis, but the sun may peek through a little bit during the afternoon, and there is a threat for thunderstorms as we head through towards the rush hour commute. So not exactly what you want to hear on Friday afternoon. Needless to say, we're still looking at some chances for rain in Detroit, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, down towards Louisville and Lexington, Kentucky, out ahead of the front. That's where the southerly flow has been the strongest, and we have high pressure building in behind that front. So things are much better today in, well, let's say Minneapolis, as well as Des Moines and Chicago. Things will be improving once that front moves on through. For now, you can see some widely scattered showers just east of Chicago, affecting Detroit very shortly, extending on into Indy as well as Cincy, and St. Louis could see some rain too. Warm temperatures a little above average for this time of year. It's warm and muggy in Detroit this afternoon, and do expect the possibility of more rain during that rush hour commute. Unfortunately, it's going to be a soggy one, and tomorrow morning, well, you may just want to sleep in Cleveland and Pittsburgh because that rain is heading in your direction. That's the story across the Midwest. Now here's Cheryl.
And we currently have a mixed bag of weather going on across the Northeast. Still basically dry across most of New England and across the Hudson Valley as high pressure remains in control. But what's also happening is that the winds are picking up from the south, transporting in some moisture. So a lot of you are seeing increasing cloud cover, and some of you too are seeing some rain showers. And in this case, we really need the rain across the Northeast because it's been very dry. We're still suffering from a drought. Baltimore, this rainfall deficit very impressive, over 10 inches down since 2001. We've also seen some extremely dry conditions too for Washington, D.C. and for Richmond. So again, we really need the rain across the Northeast, and likely by the weekend, those showers will start to pick up in earnest. Already some rains though developing around Detroit and around Flint, Michigan. Rain showers too scattered about for the Ohio Valley. What's going to be happening though, the aerial coverage with these showers will start to increase later this afternoon and tonight. We could quite possibly pick up close to a ½ inch of rain with some of these showers. And we're also seeing some very mild conditions flowing in across the Northeast with 67 this hour for Pittsburgh, 51 and some rain coming down for Philadelphia. Again today, the trend will be for increasing cloud cover, and by tomorrow those clouds thickening and lowering, and a lot of you seeing lots of showers moving in just in time for the weekend, unfortunately. So keep the rain gear handy tomorrow for New York City, Pittsburgh and Philly. Could be a washout for Saturday. Now let's check out the West with Jeanetta.
In the West, we're getting a little bit of a break today. All week long, we've been telling you about very dreary conditions in Seattle as well as Portland, and even into Northern California, we've seen a little bit of rain. Well, today, it's looking a little bit better. We don't have much in the way of precipitation to show you, but as you check out the radar, you can see a little spritz here and there for parts of Wyoming and even into Colorado. Not going to be anything too heavy, and actually the chance for rain moves back into the picture in Washington State and Oregon this afternoon. 51 right now in Seattle. The warmth is going to be across the Southwest. It's been in the 90s this week across Arizona and even into parts of Nevada and Southern California. Expect more of that today and tomorrow, basically. Now, your forecast for Los Angeles calls for some really nice stuff. By noon, lunchtime, it's going to be 68 degrees. You'll need the sunglasses all day long. You may even want to put the top down because it's going to be a beautiful day, and like we say there, enjoy. Chance for scattered showers lingering across Colorado and New Mexico, and of course by the rush hour commute, looks a little wet in the Pacific Northwest. Don't have much better news for tomorrow morning. As another front scoots in, we'll see more rain for the Northwest.
Well, a lot of folks might be heading out of town for the upcoming weekend. Stay tuned. We'll check out travel conditions from coast to coast coming up in a moment.
Redness ahead, Captain, and dryness. Prepare the Clear Eyes. It removes redness and has an ingredient to moisturize. Wow. The difference is clear. Clear Eyes.
It's tough not having a car. With immediate claim service, Geico gets you back on the road fast. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Closed captioning on the Weather Channel is brought to you by Dynegy. Dynegy delivers energy and communication solutions worldwide. At Dynegy, your success is our passion.
Currently, the temperature is 70 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Forecast. extended forecast.
It's Friday, and so that, of course, means we're going to have a lot of travelers this afternoon. Even if you just have to travel to get home from work or school today, you're going to have to deal with a lot of rain for the eastern half of the country. Not so much in New England. That's coming tomorrow. But all the way back through the Midwest, the Ohio Valley, into the south central United States, severe thunderstorms are popping, and we see more rain threatening the beaches of the Gulf Coast of Florida. So not great news for your spring breakers at this point. All right, here's the deal. We have a front that's sprawled across the nation's heartland, high pressure building in behind it. It's actually a quieter day today in the Northwest, so that's some good news for you if you have travel plans. However, not so great from Oklahoma all the way back along that front, basically, into Indiana, Ohio, and even Detroit, Michigan. In the southeast, lingering area of low pressure, just kind of kicking up more showers, and even some strong thunderstorms are possible this afternoon, particularly along the Gulf Coast of Florida. This is our big trouble spot, North Texas as well as central Oklahoma. That's where we're going to kind of hone in for you. I-35, I-40, and possibly even I-20 going to be in the line for some strong to severe thunderstorms. Overnight and into the early morning hours, we had reports of very large hail up to baseball size in some locations. Yesterday we saw tornadoes. Today we have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect. It does include Dallas, and it does include Wichita Falls on northward, not quite into Oklahoma City. So this means that conditions are favorable for large hail, as well as strong damaging winds, and of course you're going to see the heavy downpours with the rain. And the volatility in the upper levels of the atmosphere can change things dramatically and very, very quickly. So you need to be prepared to act quickly. Bring that car into the garage maybe ahead of time before the storms hit. Or if you don't have to get out this afternoon to run errands, it might be a good idea just to kind of wait it out. Do expect those thunderstorms. They are pretty numerous right now south of Oklahoma City. Expect them to move across the Red River Valley. Also expect some large hail as well as some strong gusty winds. We have a number of severe thunderstorm warnings already in effect. They're being scrolled across the bottom of your screen. Hey, things are looking better in Des Moines as well as Minneapolis, and even most of Wisconsin is clearing out today. That's a big difference from yesterday. But we still find plenty of rain from Detroit into Indianapolis as well as even Chicago, at least eastern suburbs, still getting little spritz here and there. Do expect some rain-slick roadways for Toledo and Findlay and Indianapolis, even into parts of Kentucky. In the southeast, we're finding scattered shower potential all afternoon. Not a great day at all in Augusta for the Masters Golf Tournament. And we find that Atlanta to Birmingham to Montgomery, it's just kind of a washout of a day, and that will be the case into most of Florida too. So we'll keep an eye on that for you and keep you posted. You stay tuned.
This program was brought to you by Chrysler. Drive equals love.
Chrysler 300M, the most powerful V6 sports sedan in its class. With its seductive styling and inspired engineering, it is truly a pleasure to drive. Even when that sort of thing is strictly forbidden.
Samuel, is that you?
Yes, it is I.
Exclusively from Chrysler, our 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain pledge, because love is a commitment.
Watch my dark circles, puffiness, and wrinkles disappear instantly. Sudden Change Under Eye does it. It's guaranteed to give you these results instantly. Sudden Change Under Eye Lift.
Brittle nails that break and won't grow? Get Nutrinail. Short brittle nails grow in just 5 to 7 days. Nutrinail. Short brittle nails grow. Guaranteed.
When you've got a really bad cold, everything rubs you the wrong way. Thank goodness for Kleenex tissues. Kleenex Ultra Soft is the softest tissue for even the toughest customers.
Well, this weekend is the big weekend for Augusta, Georgia. Of course, the 2002 Masters Golf Tournament going on. And unfortunately, we don't have the best of weather Rain showers likely today, tomorrow, and Sunday for the final round. High temperature close to 80 degrees. In the 60s in New York City, again, a rain event going on here. Parkinson's Unity Walk at Central Park. Hopefully the rain will hold off a bit so you can get that in. We are expecting some windy conditions in San Francisco, but some peaks of sunshine. A high temperature of about 67 for the Cherry Blossom Festival. All right, for the rest of the country, very, very warm weather. We're expecting things to warm up even into Montana and Wyoming. The Northeast will see temperatures in the 60s, so just about everywhere running about average to slightly above average, which is a nice little bargain for this springtime weekend. Along with springtime, what do you get? Strong thunderstorms. We may see more of that tomorrow from Amarillo to Dallas to even the Ohio and Tennessee valleys. Some steadier rain as you move into Pittsburgh and Buffalo and Albany. Now, we do need the rain in the Northeast. I know the timing is really bad, but we do find that the chance for rain does exist both Saturday and Sunday in the Northeast. So a little better chance in the big cities probably on Sunday. New York City, Boston, Philadelphia, D.C., just about that entire corridor in line for some good hefty amounts of rain, so that is actually good news. Try to embrace it if you can. Chance for rain extending on into Asheville as well as North Georgia and parts of Tennessee. And we may see some strong thunderstorms along the Gulf Coast too. Into the northern plains, showers are likely, and Montana may in fact be getting those snow levels to come down to about the 2,000-foot level as the cooler air starts to move on in. If not this weekend, then probably by next week. Temperatures are going to be slightly cooler across the northwest with that trough. That trough is eventually going to kind of strengthen and cool things down as far south as the southwest. But for this weekend, it's still going to be warm. And we're expecting 80s to be spreading across the rest of the southeast too. Storm Watch is up next.
You could travel the continents to find these memorable sights, but why use up all those frequent flyer miles? There's one place that takes you worlds away, yet keeps you close to home. Missouri. Just beyond our miles of breathtaking rivers and glorious lakes are experiences that will truly take you by surprise. Be sure to enter the Discover More Missouri Summer Vacation Giveaway at visitmo.com or call 1-800-MISSOURI today. Discover Missouri, where the rivers run.
Hi, I'm Steve Schultz with a thought for your garden and your family. Everyone wants to grow beautiful flowers, hearty, healthy vegetables, and plants that are nothing short of incredible. But we also need to think about the bigger picture. That's why there's new Schultz Garden Safe. Effective, earth-friendly products you can feel comfortable using. Garden Safe products help your plants without harming the environment. Schultz Garden Safe, it's the right thing to do.
Get a free gardening CD with specially marked Schultz products. Details in stores.
It shut down New York City and paralyzed D.C. Do you remember the blizzard of '96?
Declare this to be a federal emergency.
See why some people will never forget it on Atmospheres. Sunday night at 8 Eastern and Pacific, only on the Weather Channel.
Hear what parents are saying about the most famous name in reading, Hooked on Phonics.
You should have seen him the first time he had one of the Hooked on Phonics books. He was running through the house. He was celebrating. Look, wait a minute. Sit down. I want to read this book to you.
Now with 30 easy-to-use computer games. See an improvement in your child's reading in 4 weeks or your money back. Call in the next 10 minutes and receive National Geographic's 30 Memorable Years on 10 CD-ROMs free with your order. Call now 1-800-ABCDEFG.
The Eureka Enviro Steamer gets your home hospital clean, killing E. coli and salmonella with the power of steam. For sticky spills, ground in grime, dried on jelly, or whatever the day dishes out. For dirty chores above and beyond the floor, there's the Enviro Steamer Hot Shop for the kitchen, the bathroom, all around the house. So say goodbye to chemicals, buckets, and mops, and hello to Enviro Steamers from Eureka, your headquarters for creative steam cleaning solutions.
Now, from the Weather Channel, here's your local on the 8s.
Currently in your area, 70 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies.
forecast for your area. Your extended forecast.
Good afternoon. It's time now for Storm Watch. Today has been a very noteworthy day in weather history. It was on this date in 1934 that we had some tremendously strong winds that hit Mount Washington. Winds at times gusted near 231 miles per hour, the strongest winds ever recorded on Earth. Well, today, though, the big weather story continues to be the possibility for severe weather. Now, it was yesterday and earlier this morning that we had some very nasty thunderstorms that developed from Texas back into the Plain States. We had several reports of very gusty winds, but also some large hailstones, too. And across the Texas Panhandle earlier this morning, we had reports of golf ball and even baseball-sized hailstones. So some very intense thunderstorms earlier. And before the day is over with, we might see more rough and tumble conditions, too. Especially hard hit today could be parts of Oklahoma and Texas. But even back to the Ohio Valley and parts of the lower lakes, there's a chance for some strong thunderstorms. And likewise for the Gulf coastal region, we're tracking upper level low kind of spinning through this region. That too making for a very unstable environment, and we think the atmosphere will be primed for more intense thunderstorms later on. But again, especially be on guard across parts of Oklahoma and Texas, especially northern suburbs of the Dallas-Fort Worth metro area. You'll remain under a severe thunderstorm watch through earlier this afternoon. Now, at this point, we are seeing some lightning out there. Most of the stronger thunderstorms are still milling around central parts of Oklahoma, but we've also had some thunderstorms developing too across the northern and across the eastern Gulf. What we have going on today is a fairly complex weather pattern. We have a big area of high pressure building off the eastern seaboard, promoting a very strong east and southeasterly fetch. So a lot of moisture streaming in across the southeastern quadrant. At the same time, though, there's an upper level low swirling across the Gulf, that too pulling in the moisture with the scattered showers and thunderstorms. Another key factor, though, is a cold front slicing from the Great Lakes and trailing southward into Oklahoma and Texas. And this front will slowly be easing off to the east the next couple of days or so. The bottom line that will help to squeeze out that moisture from the atmosphere. We'll be dealing with numerous showers and thunderstorms today, and likewise continuing for the upcoming weekend. From our satellite perspective, we can see that upper level low again swirling across the Gulf, all the clouds and all that tropical moisture feeding back into Florida. And there we've had some very heavy rain so far for today. Still some tropical downpours, in fact, across the Florida Panhandle. For the Northeast, though, rather quiet in comparison. Still relatively nice conditions from Boston or Buffalo on into the Boston metro area. Although we've had a few showers kind of flocking across central parts of the mid-Atlantic. Still some rain right now for Atlantic City and Wrightstown and Millville, New Jersey. There's been some rain, too, for Philadelphia. But we start to see a somewhat greater concentration of scattered showers right ahead and just preceding this cold front as it continues to press off to the east. In the southeast, again, we've had some scattered showers and thunderstorms. So far, some of the worst weather conditions continue into parts of Oklahoma, where we have warnings out right now for severe weather just south and west of Oklahoma City. For Carter's, for Stevens, and Jefferson County, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning. And our primary concern will be more large hail and very gusty winds with these showers and thunderstorms. Now, as that front continues to slide across the Great Lakes, again, it's been sparking off some rain showers this afternoon. We've had some rain from Muncie and Peru back towards Peoria, Illinois. Some sloppy weather, too, for Traverse City as we wrap up the work week. But then behind the front, cooler and drier air flowing in, so looking pretty nice this afternoon for Minneapolis and for Omaha, likewise for Green Bay. But certainly keep the rain gear handy for the Ohio Valley. You'll be seeing more showers developing throughout the course of the afternoon. And in the west, a very quiet scenario too, thanks to an area of high pressure. However, there is a storm system looming on the horizon, and that will eventually impact the Pacific Northwest later this weekend. With that next system coming on board, we'll see much colder air eventually pouring into the Pacific Northwest later this weekend, and snow levels will be lowering, we think, by Sunday, perhaps down to about 2,000 feet for the Washington Cascades. In the meantime, though, as that front does draw closer to the northwest, expecting some rain showers later this evening for the Pacific Northwest, like around Seattle and Portland, and those rain showers continuing to press inland through the weekend. Also to the southeast, a very wet scenario. That moisture continues to come in unimpeded from the Gulf and more moisture feeding in from off the Atlantic. So with the moisture in place and our front slowly sagging southeastward, again, that will help to set off these showers and thunderstorms that we're forecasting for the weekend. Some of the rains across the southeast and across the plain states can be locally heavy, perhaps approaching a half an inch or perhaps even greater than that. So there may be some problems with some ponding on the roadways and some localized flooding across the eastern part of the country later on this evening and likewise for tomorrow. So again, the big story today, this front, as it continues to press to the east, it's going to be sparking up more showers and storms. And we'll have to watch out because some of these will be severe in nature. Stay tuned. We'll have more updates right here on the Weather Channel and your local forecast on the 8s coming up in just a moment.
I believe in miracles. Where you from? You sexy thing, you. I believe in miracles. Since you came along, you sexy thing. Yes, I believe in miracles.
Starting to feel a little cramped by your present surroundings? RE/MAX can help you find a new home while selling your current one to someone who'll find it absolutely perfect. If you're looking for outstanding results, look for RE/MAX.
We went on a Disney cruise with Mickey and Goofy. I had my own club and my mom had a mud bath with Daddy.
The ship had a great spa. That's not funny.
And guess what? At the island, Captain Hook was there.
You just get back?
That was a year ago.
That's my baby brother. His name is Joe, but Mom calls him a little souvenir.
Obviously, we all had a great time.
Disney Cruise Line. Come discover uncharted magic.
Where is that?
Heartburn. Zantac 75 knows it comes in many shapes and sizes. Brought on by food or triggered by stress. But fast heartburn relief anytime always comes in this shape, this size. Zantac. When there's too much acid, Zantac quickly blocks the strongest acid trigger to relieve heartburn fast. Yet it's so gentle, you can use it anytime. Whatever the shape or size of your heartburn, remember Zantac, the shape of fast heartburn relief anytime.
So what do you think? Oh, Bill's afraid of termites, so we had the entire home made of concrete.
Comfortable? Here's a better idea. The Terminex Lifetime Protection Plan covers repairs on any new termite damage. Call 1-800-TERMINEX.
For a free termite inspection, go to weather.com/Terminix. The Weather Channel. Live by it. The Weather Channel is brought to you by this cable or satellite provider. You can also get reliable forecasts from the Weather Channel through this radio station.
It shut down New York City and paralyzed D.C. Do you remember the blizzard of '96?
Declare this to be a federal emergency.
See why some people will never forget it. This Sunday on Atmospheres, backpackers trapped high in the Shenandoah backcountry. A pregnant mother goes into labor miles from the nearest open road.
Instead of an ambulance, get dressed for snow.
And heavy snow brings heavy damage.
They had a roof collapse.
See how a snowstorm became a fight for survival on Atmospheres. Sunday night at 8 Eastern and Pacific, only on the Weather Channel.
Now your local forecast on the Weather Channel. And for weather information on over 70,000 cities, go to weather.com.
Currently in your area, 68 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. forecast. Your extended forecast.
You're watching the Weather Channel. Live by it.
The potential for strong thunderstorms will move south and east today. Parts of Texas have already seen strong storms and large hail.
You're looking at a tornado that hit southern Kansas yesterday. This was one of 5 twisters that were reported. Luckily, though, there were no reports of any injuries associated with this storm. Stay tuned for the nation's forecast next in this edition of Weather Center.
Hi, I'm Jeanetta Jones, and we're glad you could join us on this Friday afternoon.
And I'm Cheryl Lemke. Thanks for joining us. Well, Jeanetta, let's start things off by checking out some of the very wet conditions that's been plaguing parts of the southeast so far for today. Take a look at New Orleans. Streets were wet as crews began setting up for this weekend's French Quarter Festival. Skies should be turning partly cloudy later today, but more rain is in the forecast later this weekend, especially on Sunday. And let's check out the latest weather. Indeed, we have a lot of cloudy, murky, gray conditions across the southeast. And for a lot of you, you may be dodging some showers and storms too. We have a fairly complex pattern, an upper level low spinning in some showers and thunderstorms across the Gulf Coast at this time. We also have a moist feed coming in from off the Atlantic. And at the same time, we're seeing a front slicing its way across the plain states. That too is nosing closer. The bottom line, a very unsettled weather pattern with numerous showers and thunderstorms lasting today, tonight, likewise for the upcoming weekend. Well, let's show you right now the forecast for the Masters. And we've had some rain showers at least earlier today for the Masters. And right now, kind of a lull in the weather for Augusta, but there will be a chance for a few more showers, we think, for Augusta, Georgia later this weekend too. So with that in mind, you should certainly keep the rain gear handy around Augusta, Georgia, because there will be a chance for a few more showers, we think, for the upcoming weekend for both the third and the final round action on Sunday. Well, at this point, we're seeing some showers again, as we were mentioning, back through Florida. It's been kind of a washout so far for spring breakers around the Florida Panhandle. Currently, some very heavy tropical downpours for Pensacola, Florida. We've also seen some very hard rain, too, coming down around Daytona Beach, Titusville, on into Orlando. So not the best of times for spring breakers in Florida, that's for sure. Now, we are also seeing some very intense weather developing around parts of Oklahoma and Texas, where a severe thunderstorm watch continues. The worst weather conditions right now just south of Oklahoma City. We have warnings in effect for Jefferson, for Stevens, and for Carter County. The primary concern that we have with these thunderstorms is the possibility for very large hail, some very heavy downpours, and certainly some gusty winds too. So watch out for these showers and thunderstorms as they're sweeping off to the south and east at about 30 miles per hour. Temperature-wise, fairly mild across the southeast with lots of 60s and 70s. Through this afternoon, still some very comfortable temperatures, but unfortunately it's going to be very wet and stormy, as we were mentioning, not only for parts of Oklahoma, but again Florida too, still being plagued by more showers and storms. And you guessed it, right through the upcoming weekend, the rain showers will be persisting across the southeast. Now let's switch gears. We'll check out the Midwest with Jeanetta.
All right, in the Midwest, we take you to St. Louis, where things are very cloudy, and we're seeing it's a pretty warm, muggy day shaping up as we get ready to go out to lunch. It looks like you're going to need to take that umbrella because scattered showers and even strong thunderstorms are possible as the afternoon progresses. We do have some showers surrounding the St. Louis metro area right now, and don't be surprised if that is actually increasing as we get closer and closer to the rush hour commute. Well, that front has scooted on